Hi there and welcome back to the second recap of this here. This was a different week. Every single week I say something different, but on Monday I was just trading PM as usually, but I found nothing. We go back to Tuesday. I found nothing. We go then to Wednesday. I found nothing. So I get to Thursday a little bit skeptical and hopeful to get a trade this week. And on Thursday, I saw a 5-minute setup that I didn't take, but it was really decent. But I arranged some excuse to not take that setup, and that's something that has happened to me a lot. I see a good setup, but I arrange some sort of excuse to not take it, and then I get mad at myself. Then, fast forward to Friday, today. Today, I saw some good setups, and right now on a 15-minute, the thing that I saw was this. To me, we were on a market maker bearish model. And I think it's easy to see that here. To me, this is the buy side of the curve. And right here, we have the sell side of the curve. And as of today, entering the market, we swept this short-term high. Zoom in on a 15-minute, we swept the short-term high. We have an intermediate-term high. And upon sweeping this, we had a good play with momentum here on a 15-minute. So I usually don't take plays on a 15-minute, but this was a decent one. We had this 15-minute, all these on 15-minute unfilled fair value gaps and also the 1 hour. But I took this one, but I wasn't expecting a lot because we had NFP today and this was a play 1 hour pre-NFP. So I went break even right here when we tapped the 1 hour busy, and that's okay. I got stopped at break even. Now, I was still bearish because to me, this looks like a really good LRLR. But for this LRLR to get taken, we needed to inverse this 15-minute busies and 1 hour. And that's exactly what I thought it was going to happen. Once again, we swept these highs on the left, and we were still respecting this bearish fair value gap. Zooming in on a 5-minute, we had this 5-minute inverse fair value gap. Now, this, in my opinion, this has a problem. If you look at all this range, this is our range for today. This is our targeted liquidity. This is our draw on liquidity. To me, looking at it, to me that is really small. There's a really small fair value gap compared to the rest of the range, which, in my opinion, makes this a worse trade than it really could be. If we zoom on a 2-minute, we see that we also had this one. And in hindsight, I think that it was a good trade, but at the moment I couldn't see it. It's a good trade because we have the sweep of the swing high on the left. We are still delivering from this 1 hour, and this is a really good pattern trade. We have accumulation, manipulation, distribution to the downside. And we had bearish bias, draw on liquidity below, LRLR below. And this was a decent trade to take. But it's okay not to take it because it was still early on the day and it was a reversal moment. So looking at the rest of the range, because my draw on liquidity was this one, because I didn't take this trade up here, I had still a lot of space to take a trade. So I go on in the rest of the day, and we really couldn't inverse these 15-minute busies. I was expecting us to do so, but we couldn't. And we went past that range. We balanced all these fair value gaps, which to me makes this an intermediate term high. And we inversed this 5-minute. Now, here I committed some sort of a mistake because if we zoom on a 3-minute, see this candle that has a big wick. If we go on a 1-minute, this was a really high momentum candle. So because I was already bearish, I had already seen what I needed to see for me to take a short. When I saw this momentum, I thought to myself, okay, the market is going without me. Maybe I entered here early because with all this momentum, I don't think the market will wait for me. And I thought that the market would take these lows and make this inverse value gap invalid in my model. So I entered earlier, and price action just started chopping. We started funneling, which just means that we are making some sort of a triangle. We are making LRLR above and LRLR below. Finally, we were able to sweep this and take all this LRLR, which made me go break even when we tapped this swing low. As again, my entry was some sort around here. I wasn't stopped by 3 points. And I really thought that this trade could take me down and take me to the TP. But once again, we couldn't inverse this 15-minute. This low right here, because we had already swept a low inside the fair value gap. This is a rejection block, and my trade wasn't the best because I took a trade inside the rejection block. But because we had already inversed the 5-minute and we inversed this 3-minute, I thought that we could take this. And when we took the protected low, which is the low of the rejection block, I thought, okay, now that we took the protected low, we are just gonna sell and go to the draw on liquidity. But once again, we couldn't inverse the 15-minute busy, and we had one of the most textbook iFVG setups to the buy side that I have seen. But the problem here is, okay, we have a theta high above, we have LRLR above, and it is presenting a lot of momentum to the upside. But I was still bearish from the beginning of the day. This was my draw on liquidity where I had LRLR below. And to me, this was conflicting draws. I understand that I could have longed because if I was being reactionary, we would see that we were respecting once again this 15-minute basis and we were sweeping the sell side and then having an inverse with really good targets. But to me, this was conflicting draws and I had liquidity above and liquidity below. So because I was starting to get confused by this price action, I stopped trading and I ended up with the 2 break-evens that I just explained. I hadn't seen this kind of price action in a long time and I still need more experience with this. I am really happy that I didn't take a loss because right here I was really close to take one, and it would be really frustrating if I was waiting the whole week and then get a loss. Tough one. Maybe we'll have some luck in the next one. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Bye bye.